massive, massive sixes going right into the grandstands. As you said, 114 metres was the longest we saw. You were impressed by that, Junior?
I was. I mean, that shot there from Mayers was magnificent over sort of a point. And then we saw the right-handers getting with Jason Holder hit a six over mid-off, then hit one over mid-wicket. Then we saw Alzari Joseph at number 9. This is the number 9. He's hit Mitchell Starc about 30 rows back. That's a tremendous blow.
This one here, though, from Smith, he didn't quite get it, got low on his bat. We spoke a lot about the parry. That went 108 metres, and he's someone to watch for the rest of this series. If he can just get used to the pace of the Australian wickets, we might see that a lot more, but they've got some great power, the West Indies. They just need to find some batsmanship.
All right, well, let's take a look at the wickets, and it was Josh Hazlewood who struck off the his first opening delivery, and it brought up a pretty handy milestone, boys. His 50th T20 international wicket.
Yeah, Johnson Charles, wasn't it? First ball. He's been such a tremendous performer for Australia, Josh Hazlewood. That one was actually going over the top, so if the batsman had referred it, Brandon King, he actually would have got that decision overturned. Even though it looked like it was going to hit leg stump, it didn't. And then Kyle Mayers just going for the big one. Just that real risky batting. Every now and then they took their eye off the ball and lost their shape, and it caused the downfall of their wicket.
Yeah, the one thing the Australian bowlers did really well, they brought back their length. They attacked the stumps after the West Indies start at the front. Mitchell Starc there, we all thought was a lucky LB, but that was going on to hit the stump. And that was a big wicket there for Australia. Puram's their form batsman, he's captain, and he's the one guy that can control the middle overs. This one here, they just got done with bounce. Nice catch there by Matthew Wade. But it was the bounce in the end that did it. Cameron Green, he played his role. Paddy Cummins, after being dispatched for a couple of sixes, got his play back there to Holder, attacking those stumps. And Josh Hazlewood, he's been the form bowler for us for a long time. Once again, it was the bounce and pace that found the West Indies batsman undone.
Yeah, it wasn't the easiest wicket to hit across the line. You know, the horizontal bat.
Start for Australia, winning this first game at Metricon Stadium. And as we look at some of the highlights, well, it's the first 5 wickets we'll have a look at. Warner missed out. Cottrell picked him up. He swung it around, and they were right in the game. Warner was gone 14 from 6. They were 1 for 15. Mitch Marsh coming in at 3. They were 2 for 21. The Windies are in control. Yeah,
Cottrell got a few balls just to swing there. He's a bit all over the shop, Cottrell, but I just think the lack of pace probably did both those batsmen there. And then Alzari Joseph, well, he bowled beautifully all night. Cameron Green's just got one thing in mind at the moment with the stick, and that is to go full pelt on every delivery. That time he paid the price. Glenn Maxwell won't be happy with that shot. It's a poor shot playing against the spin where there's a bit of bounce and turn. He needs to start spending some time in the middle, Glenn Maxwell, because his last 6 or 7 innings have been pretty ordinary from a guy of his ability. Tim David, he'll learn something from tonight. You can't hit every ball for 6. Much better keeping that ball along the ground with that big boundary out square of the wicket.
Well, this was it. The partnership of Finch and Matthew Wade, their experienced campaigners in the middle order, 69 to 56 got Australia into the game.
Yeah, they did. And Aaron Finch had a different role tonight. He came in at number 4, and it suited him tonight. He played really well. He looked in control. But to me, it's that man, Matthew Wade. He continues to perform under pressure for Australia. He enjoys this role. And while he's in there, you just feel in control, don't you? You feel like the game's going your way. And he did it again tonight. He played well with his partner, but he just keeps the momentum moving in the game, Matthew Wade.
Yeah, and then it was the big one of Aaron Finch getting out for 58, and he knew it straight away, didn't he? He thought he put Australia under pressure, that they didn't need to do that.
Yeah, well, he just opened the door, didn't he, for the West Indies to stick their foot in. He didn't make many mistakes tonight, Aaron Finch. That was one of them. Then Pat Cummins. That was a pretty typical shot of a lot of the batsmen tonight. Just taking their eye off the ball and losing the shape and trying to hit the big shots all the time. This was crucial, This was the drop catch by Reefer down there at backward point. They take this catch, they probably nearly win the game, don't they? Unfortunately, their out cricket wasn't as good as they would have hoped. And the very next ball, or a ball later, Mitchell Starc. And it was spilled again, this time by Kyle Mayers. And he just got a hand on it. So these are the sort of big moments. If you want to win games or be in the hunt for a World Cup, you need to make the most of those chances. But Matthew Wade, just expect him to play well under pressure these days.
Nicholas Puram spoke a lot about at the start of the game about learning on this tour and getting to those qualifying games. But the one thing they've got to do is they've got to recognise those big moments and they've got to accept them. Tonight they weren't good enough. Just look at the scorecard there. Matthew Wade got 39 off 29 balls. Finch was good to control the middle, but the West Indies just missed those big moments when they counted.
Yeah, exactly right. You don't want that to be a qualifying final to get you into a World Cup or a semi-final in a World Cup. So they've got to tighten it up, the West Indies. They certainly had their chances, no doubt about it. And so did Australia. Both these teams have been flying all around the world, but they're here at Metricon, and there's another game Friday night as well. And the bowling side of things for the West Indies, well, I thought there's some really big positives there. Smith bowled well. O'Dean Smith 1 for 19. Joseph was outstanding. He's 2 for 17 from 12. Love to see him at the Gabba on Friday night. And the leg spinner, Carrera, 4 overs. 13 dot balls, 1 for 15. Some plenty of positive signs for the West Indies.